actually live. Broke Rich podcast featuring Line for Line podcast.
What's up?
Podcasters testimony. How you guys doing today?
We're good, man. Good to be on your platform. Been looking forward to this for a long time. What are you
Yeah,
saying, man?
yeah, I'm actually doing pretty good, man. Just tell me a little bit about your guys' podcast. Tell me your names, your Twitter handles, and then we'll go into details about your podcast.
So for me, Brokerage Podcast is basically a testimony of where we live in Toronto. It encompasses everything from sports, media, television, the street life, and everything in between.
Yeah.
I am Roshan, aka Roche Blaze, aka a whole bunch of AKs. Go out there on the show, and you can follow me at Instagram. I'm not really on Twitter that much, but it's Roche Blaze. But you know what's up.
Gotcha.
Ladies and gentlemen, holy shit. Um, Great to be here, 110%. Mr. Surreal, we're really out here. Brokerage is our thing. Brokerage is an embodiment of what should not exist socially, right? That's essentially like the short form. Hashtag medium sized. Shout out to my girl. Shout out to my mom. You know what I'm saying? We're out here doing it.
Line for line, you know what's up.
And
Yeah.
I'm happy to get into it with you. We're very happy to share our story at where we're at now because the story that we're gonna have later on, it's gonna be like, holy fuck.
Yeah, we all have that one stepping stone. So I'll just say a little bit before we really get underway. I'm a huge documentary type of guy. I love watching documentaries, whether it's like drug and crime documentaries, murder documentaries. And I stumbled across a bunch of documentaries from Toronto, Canada. And this was like maybe 6, 7 months ago. So I literally have just been watching Canada like with a close eye here from America for like 7 months straight. And I've been looking at all of the rappers from Toronto. I've been looking at all the Airbnbs, just the culture. Like there's an influx of different cultures in Canada, whether it's like Somalian people, Jamaican people, just people from all over the world. And me being from America, being able to see that and with it being so close to me is literally like a turn on it, if you will. So I was getting ready to go to Canada, but then they told us no Americans until we figure out the whole COVID thing as well too. So I was like a little bit hurt by that. So I'm literally hoping around June I could take my trip to Canada and get to like see the beautiful side of that country.
So
Hey.
I'm sorry to interrupt both of you. Holy shit. I just want to add on that. What we're seeing here is a lot of hate towards the U.S. Whether people want to say it or not. There's a lot of clowning around going on, but at the end of the day, we need to appreciate our neighbors. We got to do business. We got to allow that influx to keep happening, and we don't want too much conflict, especially with our neighbors. You know what I mean? It won't be anything good. Just
Yeah.
like distracted by that door.
Have either one of you ever been to the States before?
Yeah,
We're
we've been to
recording.
New York and we've been to places. I've been to New York
Yeah.
and other places like Boston and all those type of places. But I always know Milwaukee because they always beat Toronto. They're not in the playoffs though, not in the playoffs. But yeah. I always had a big appreciation for American culture. It's a very like Toronto. It's a hodgepodge of, especially New York. It's a hodgepodge of different cultures, and we're unique down in Toronto, man. And we come
Yeah.
from a Trinidadian background. We know what it's like, man.
Oh wow. So let's just get this started. Just tell us a little bit of how you guys stumbled across your platform to start your podcast and how you want to see it like come into fruition.
So this has always been an interesting story for us. How we got it started. We're at a rap concert. We're supporting our friend and
Dizzy Wright.
our Dizzy Wright and E Crazy.
Dizzy Wright, he's from Canada?
No, he's not. He's not. From
No,
Canada.
there was another guy that
Mad Child.
Mad Child, yeah,
Mad
he's from
Child.
Vancouver, yeah.
And we're at a show, and randomly we're just getting some drinks, and we're just drinking out in the outside. Me and him were just talking about some stupid subject like water, and people started coming around us, started to interject in the conversation, and a light bulb popped off in my head. I was just like, we should talk on camera about this, and we never really took it seriously until one day we're just like, let's just book a spot and see. Even on the way home, we had people engaging in conversation with us. So I thought it would be a cool way to maybe just start a podcast. And a year later, we're still here doing podcasts. We're still interviewing people, and it's transformed for us. It became just initially a place just to talk bullshit. Just like, let's talk about these women, let's talk about drugs or whatever. Then it matured for us, and it became a place where we could interview guests from our own city, different walks of life, it matured for us. It became a little grown child.
Yeah. Now, do you guys
I
see
mean-
like a lot of support living in Toronto with your podcast?
I would say the support's there, but we definitely have room to grow.
I mean,
yeah.
here's my answer to that question. I mean, how many Toronto podcasts can you really name that's famous off the top of your head? Can you please give me one?
And I can't name one.
Brokerage.
Right, but I'm not disrespecting the other podcasts there. It's there's actually a root to this issue, and the root to this issue would be that everybody in Toronto they follow the American dream, right? Now, when I was younger, I didn't really understand what this was, the American dream, right? But as you see other artists around you and other people trying to develop and get out there, they're chasing after that American dream. And this entails stepping on some feet and some toes, because a lot of these guys, once they leave, they ain't coming back home.
Yeah.
Right. So they're not afraid to step on these toes and break some fingers and crack some necks, because fuck it. This ain't my home no more anyways, right? So
Yeah,
that's just kind of at a point that we're at, and I'm hoping with our quarantine that things will start to level out. Will start to become more community-based, understanding that not only should we be supporting our small businesses, but also our other small businesses, for example, or artists, for example, as well. So I'm really hoping that the culture gets more enriched and we really start to love each other. And then, you'll start to see more of these #1 podcasts out of Toronto, right?
Yeah.
And that being said, we don't really focus on views with our content. We focus
That's
more on the content itself, right? And if the content is there, then after the people watch, whether they watch or not, it doesn't really matter. We're just focused on making the best content possible, and it's showing up within our quality of guests. We've interviewed NBA players, we've interviewed actors, we've interviewed like media personalities big in Toronto from the ET and so on and so forth. We've got enough interviews lined up for, if you guys know Kenny versus Benny, we got that lined up.
Wow.
Like, although we're not that big, our authentic nature shows. I can't speak. Our authentic nature shows to people.
Yeah.
And we're able to book interviews based off these, and we just like talking to people, to be honest. That's why it's a pleasure to be online for Line.
And I just want to add to that. I'm sorry. I just feel like also with our yin and yang, we're able to dig deep, right? And we're able to hit those areas within people where it could be very much questionable, but in our pop culture market, aside from Joe Rogan aside, because now with the Spotify deal, nobody really asks these socially risky questions. Right?
Exactly.
We're here to fill that puzzle piece.
That's
what we've evolved to, anyways, I believe.
Yeah. So, how many episodes are you guys in right now?
So right now we're about at episode 16 on our podcast, but we also do offshoot episodes like Try Not to Laughs. We do like little joke episodes, little random topic episodes, or discussion panels. So we're about 22 episodes deep right now in the whole entire show.
So you guys are actually deemed successful, because the average podcaster does not make it past 10 episodes. So I give you guys a pat on the back for being how deep you are, because if you can make it past 10 episodes, that means you're sticking with it and you're seeing positive feedback. And obviously, I'm going to support you guys all the way here from the States.
Vice versa.
Anything from Toronto, I'm definitely going to push. Anything from Canada. So just tell us a little bit more about what the culture is like when it comes to your podcast. Like, what's the type of feedback that you guys are getting right now?
Well, it's because as a beginner podcast, we started out with no video, and then we went into the video, and then we started getting guests, right? We've been constantly evolving, so the feedback has obviously been different, spectrum, and it's been very much good, right? But I feel like aside from the feedback, it's the typical artist struggle. It's kind of a battle within, ourselves with, what content we want to keep going with, because there's good feedback on this part of the content we did, but there was more recent good feedback on this part of the content that we did. So it's more of a battle, like, who are we going to cater to more? And I feel like this is a very, frequent battle that people as artists, never mind just as podcasters, because I consider us more artists. We create work. We create a body of work, right? It becomes very difficult. Like, what do you want to do now? Like, what still feels fresh and is still entertaining to everybody? So it's more of a battle within ourselves. But the feedback's been pretty good. I'm surprised people in Canada has been loving us, especially with how risky the content is, right?
Yeah.
But we've as Canadians kind of have come up off of that, what
And
is
apologizing.
Yeah, like
Sorry.
an apologetic weed and liquor, that type of thing has always been our culture, right? Trailer Park
Yeah.
Boys. I mean, that's
Okay.
one big, huge piece of culture, not in Toronto, but in Canada as a whole, right?
Yeah.
So we've always come up off that content. So we thought it was extremely risky at first, but with the social aspect, that's when it kind of can cross that line, and we love it, and we're happy that everybody loves it too.
And to bounce
Well,
off
people-
this point, I feel it's important for just podcasters in general to not compromise in their tone and whatever they're trying to speak about, because that's where you get lost in the shuffle. Compromise your own personalities, right?
Mhm.
And I felt that's what the kind of trap we were going on in the beginning, where we were starting with this raunchy content. And as we started doing more stuff, we started adjusting that to being more safer. But now we're getting back to a point where we're being ourselves, or just being like unscripted, more authentic, just finding our voice and understand that's our voice to consider. If you listen, that type of stuff.
Well, people always are gonna love you as long as you can be authentic. People are gonna love that content because the
Exactly.
second you start to shift and try to become something else, which you're not, people aren't gonna want to listen to you. So when you guys sit here and tell me about what it is that your guys' content is based, I actually love it because people need to stay true to themselves. Like a lot of people will get on camera and then they'll just like it'll sound more scripted. You can tell the videos look more scripted as well. But if you keep that authenticity in there, you're golden. I'm telling you, you're golden.
Exactly. That's the key. That's the key with
Yeah.
anything in life in general.
I just want to quickly bounce a question to you.
Yes, sir.
Especially being in the United States, I've been paying very close attention to the political system and everything occurring. I have my own opinion and thought. I'm not going to contribute that, but I was wondering, what is it like, actually being on an ISP over there, well, internet service provider, for that matter. How is the censorship impacted you over there? Because over here, it's very obvious how it has impacted us. It's always been kind of regulated in that manner. Well, we're always
Yeah.
gonna be the worst of you guys. But what is it like having that view from over there?
Well, to be honest, I really don't really get much of the censorship part because I like try to keep mine like really clean as possible, just so from a marketing structure, because maybe one day I'll get a deal from Spotify, whatever the case may be, or I'll go to different universities, different corporate buildings as well too. So I just try to keep it a little bit clean as possible. But there are podcasters that I've talked to who say that they deal with that a lot as well too. Like I'm pretty sure you guys heard of cancel culture before as well too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like they deal with that a lot. So it's prevalent here in the U.S. So I guess you really just have to watch how you maneuver through it, if you will. So my
Absolutely.
next question for you guys would be: do you guys find it more fluent and efficient to have two people for the show? Because obviously, if one's sick or whatever the case may be, the other one can just keep going. You guys really won't like miss anything.
There were episodes where it was only one of us in it, and I feel like this is the missing ingredients to each other, because we have, like you said earlier in the show, we have a little bit of a yin and yang. We're not necessarily the same personality types, but we're in front of the camera, we're bouncing back off each other. So the show doesn't necessarily work without both of us, essentially, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it does and it doesn't. I don't really look at it as the show something that belongs with us too, because if you run through our episodes, he has done quite a few episodes himself, right, where he very much leads it, and the numbers are fantastic in my opinion, especially for the scale that we're at. It's rather having the team on the brand. So I look at it more on a business perspective. Having the two of us on a business perspective, on for creating content, bouncing ideas, getting feedback, that's fantastic, and I think it's very much needed. And thank God we both got that artistic mind and that flair, right? And as well as a little bit of that business foundation. So I think on a business perspective, yeah, 100% having two of us is absolutely fantastic. It's beneficial.
Two
One
heads
person
better
can
than
take
one.
charge when they need to, but when it comes to filming episodes, it's does it really benefit? Not really. I mean, podcasting at the end of the day, it's where do you want to take it? Do you just want to flip on the camera and talk, whatever you want to talk, or do you want to flip on the camera and kind of have a purpose? You know what I mean?
Mhm.
What direction do you want to go? That's really up to the individual, anyways. But when you want to take it to a massive scale, having that second brain, I think is absolutely detrimental, 100%.
I love that. So, music wise, are you guys close with a lot of the rap acts out there? Because from an American standpoint, from what it looks like, that a lot of the Toronto rappers just show each other love and everything like that. Because I'll like look at these people's lives and they're just going live with random people. So I figure they would like support people in their own city, other rappers and stuff like that. So
Have
do
you
you guys
seen
get
how they've been going live with random people? Like,
what's that?
have you actually seen how they've been going live with random people? Like with DJ?
Well, yeah, firsthand. I actually went live with Chromaz, and that was like really, really cool.
Yeah,
I
yeah, I
was like,
remember you sent me that screenshot.
yeah, I was just like a random person, so I was like, okay. So I assume that they're getting behind people that's actually from where they're from.
How did that interaction go?
It actually was pretty smooth until she asked, "Oh, do you subscribe to my OnlyFans?" And I was like, "I don't subscribe to anyone's OnlyFans." And then that's when she hung up on me. So I was like, "Oh my gosh!" I felt like I was like, "I need to subscribe to her OnlyFans so next time I can have the conversation go a little bit longer and get more
Yeah,
exposure."
bro.
I was like, I might as well spend that 15 to 20 bucks for next time.
Shit.
But you'd be surprised about you'd be surprised about like the support because I don't really feel there's much of support between the artist community. There's a
Really?
lot of backstabbing in this world. What America, Toronto, whatever. I
Mm.
don't really see that support like here that much in terms of artistry.
I think that's funny. I think it's funny that you say that
Yeah,
because it kind of goes back to what I was saying, but in a more broader spectrum of media censorship, where thank God you guys are able to take in all the good information, but all the bad shit, I guess it stays down here, and we really know what go on. And
Yeah.
I'll tell you, it's like it's when you're a smaller artist, you really gotta fucking step on some toes, right? And that's
Hmm.
never a good thing. But the system down here has been designed in a manner where it's like, yo, wear your steel toes, put some fucking spikes at the bottom because you gotta really step on some toes and step on some
Yeah.
fingers to get to where you need to go. So hey, thank God it's getting relayed correctly over there, and I want to keep that image too for sure because that's better for us at the end of the day,
Yes,
right?
sir.
But it's really a struggle, even in general, to be an artist. But I've heard there's hubs out in the states, not in Canada. There's hubs out in the states where it could be a bit easier to come up as an artist, right? Whereas
Yeah.
Canada does not have that,
I
right?
don't
So
know.
you're in the city or you're in the suburbs, right? You're a
Yeah.
farmer or you're not, right?
Definitely feel that.
Igloo or you're not, right?
I'm
You
so
know what I
glad
mean?
you guys
Not
got
igloo,
answered that
not
question.
really literally. I mean, there's a few, but it's just there's not really much you can do.
Yeah.
It's a crappy system that we've kind of all designed by ourselves, and we haven't realized it. And like I was saying earlier, quarantines are opportunity to finally break that ritual where we die to be in America, right?
Yeah.
We die to be in our city.
Mm-hmm. I would definitely feel that. Well, I'll let you know this when it comes to support. You guys definitely have my supports here in the state. So as soon as I get a chance to edit this audio, put it on a YouTube video, yada yada. Make sure you guys are tagged in it. Make sure I share it to all of the people that I know here in the states, just to get you guys some more exposure. Because as you can see, like I was already networking, like was it last Friday or whatever like that.
Yeah,
I was like, I sent it to like 5 people. Like, hey, make sure you subscribe to Crody's YouTube and everything like that. Give them some spins here in the states because once you get that international look, you guys are gonna be golden. So whatever I can do, like that's what my platform is for. My platform is to definitely broadcast talent, other podcasters, all of that. So definitely here in the states, I'll do whatever I can do to get you
much
guys
love.
popping here.
That's much love, bro.
that
We
touches me.
appreciate that.
I love
Yes,
that.
sir. And
Appreciate
Thank
it.
you
that's
so
why I
much.
started this podcast, man. I just really want to spread joy and love throughout the world. And like I said, I've been looking at Canada for the past 7 months, and then I find somebody from Canada that I get to talk to and all that. Like that interaction was golden, and it was just like set up for positivity off the start. So that's all I want to say.
Yeah, absolutely, and I'm sure there's lots of people who would love to connect with you down here. You know what I mean? It's
Hmm.
just hit us up, let us know, and we're
Yes,
we're
sir.
happy to always exchange information. We want to eventually make our way down, to the United States.
Hey,
We
we're
have a
here. We're
whole
here.
blueprint plan,
Yeah.
thing that we want to do, kind of hashtag exposing here. But we have a plan. We want to come down there. We want to meet everybody. We want to, presidential, kissing baby.
Yeah.
You know what
That's
I
what
mean?
it's all about. That's what it's all about. So I just have one last question. It's not really related to podcasting, but it kind of is, but not. before we end the conversation. But what do you guys think of Drake? Like, do you guys like his music and all that? Like, because obviously in the States everyone loves Drake. I just wonder what it's like there in Canada.
You knew that Drake question was coming up.
You did?
We were just talking about this earlier.
Before you say it, I just really want to. At times, people say he's like a culture vulture, so he'll like ride other people's waves, and then as soon as he like devours whatever they have, then he's like on to
all
the
of
next.
this Drake stuff is coming up because I was on Facebook. I'm always on Facebook.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at memes and cats and stuff. And somebody was talking some shit about Drake. You know, obviously I'm looking at it a little bit. And apparently he steals. Don't quote me on this. Some of his lyrics from like old pop radio music. Don't quote me on this. I can't believe I'm saying that on wax.
Sampling though.
Yeah, it's like no, I'm talking about verses, lines.
Oh, lines.
Like actual lines, not sampling. You know, like actual
gotcha.
lines, hooks and shit. You know what I mean? Don't quote me on that. I don't know if it's true, but if it's true, I can't fuck with that. But still the boy.
Yeah,
he's representing the city.
Hey, it's 3 a.m. in the morning. Listen to Marvin's Room is a spectacular experience.
Jungle,
You've been
right?
drinking.
He has some hits.
No, we support Drake, and he's put the city on the map. He's branded it the 6 or whatever. It's nothing but support. You know, when Certified Lover Boy comes out, I'm gonna be listening to it. I have no vitriol or hate towards him. I actually enjoy his music.
I have some hate towards him.
Oh no.
Nah, I just remember this shit. OVO Fest down here in Toronto. Okay, the ticket I swear was like $80 or $100. It was some absurd amount. I didn't pay for it, so it didn't matter. The guy, he works security, so he got us tickets. I went down there, and the whole sale was Drake. You know, Marshall and Drake. Scene sounds sick. So pull up, we're all chilling. This is like now 1:32 a.m. Now Drake's on the stage, and he comes up and he's like, "Everybody having a good time?" You know, man, yells at the fucking mic for 5 minutes, and then Marshall comes back out, and this guy fucks off, and then he comes back and he's like, "Next time, we're out till 6 a.m. drinking. I'm gonna get all the city permits." And I'm like, "Okay, say less." Next year, nothing. Ain't no word. No OVO Fest, nothing going. So yo, fuck.
Oh no.
But on the note of being culture vulture, like you gotta understand, like our cities, like we said earlier, our city's just a crazy mixing pot of culture. You're gonna pick up a lot from different cultures, even in American. So I really have no fault to that.
I have so much to say about that too. Cause like I said, I've just been studying Canada, watching all these documentaries. It like makes sense because like a lot of people here in the States about Drake, they'll say, "Oh, well, why does he try to sound like he's Jamaican, or why does he try to sound like this?" But then, like me looking there, I see that there's an influx of Jamaicans, an influx of Somalis, an influx of different cultures. So I'm pretty sure that pot is who he hangs around with. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure he associates with people of all those nationalities. So I can get why he might sound like this on one track or why he may not sound like this on another track. So I get it.
Yeah.
But then I also love the underground rap music as well too. It kind of reminds me of like Chicago because like it embodies and feels like a lot of that drill type of rap. I love it. I'm in tune with it like 24/7. Like I see Top 5. He's like always live and everything like that. And it's like it's crazy. Like they make Toronto seem crazy, and I can't wait to like experience that and just see what it's all about.
Hey, do us a favor, man. When you hit up Toronto, hit us up. We'll show you around. We'll show you around.
We'll take you to the hoods and stuff.
We'll take you everywhere.
Gotcha. Okay, because I'm gonna be like a tourist. I want to see this. I want to see that. I want to see this. I want to see that.
Yeah, it's Toronto's a great place. Toronto's fantastic. Great views, great people. Everybody's generally friendly. Depending on it's circumstantial. Anywhere you go, there's gonna be unfriendly people. Just fucking come on, hello, it's humans, right? Perfect.
Yes, sir.
So,
yes, sir.
Just don't come longer than a week. You'll probably get bored, and don't come when it's cold because when it's cold, fuck it.
But Wisconsin's cold too, man. So
you guys do get chilly as well. I forgot. Yeah.
I'm up north. Yeah, I'm up north. I'm like right below you guys.
So this might be actually pretty warm for you then.
In frozen tundra.
It's actually might be warm for you.
They be wanting the igloos and shit.
Yeah. Don't worry, you'll be fine. Come in the winter. It's probably easier. The Gulf Chablis is probably a little bit easier to drive if you have winter tires too, because all the
Yep. Well, it's definitely been a pleasure linking up with two of Toronto's own podcasters over at Brook Witch Podcast. I've been Devon, your host of Line for Line Podcast. we'll end it there, guys, and I'll make sure I send you guys all of the links as soon as everything's done.
Bless, man. Pleasure being
All right.
on the show,
Yeah,
man. Life line
yes,
all
sir.
day.
I would love
All
to
right, bro.
connect again, and we can have a good conversation. Sure.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.